Do you ever feel like you've got a million things racing in your mind and you don't know where to start? And all you're feeling is that stress and anxiety and that build up, knowing that there's deadlines, but you feel like you just don't have the time to do it. So today I'm actually going to share with you how I organize my life and my life to-do list, and how I actually squeeze in all these things, because I know that a lot of us are busy parents and a lot of us feel like we don't have the time with work and commitments. So to start off with, I make a major life to-do list with all the categories of different parts of my life. So you could do this yourself if you wanted to, and I just find that I'm able to actually prioritize more and tick off, different sections of my life rather than just focusing on the one thing. So my categories are work, home, business, Tahlia, and personal. Now, if you're thinking, hey Steph, you're really wasting your time writing things down and that you prefer to do digitally, then definitely do that. Find some sort of digital system to do it. But the reason why I like to write things down is it is a common fact. If you do your research about reading and writing, it's actually able to sink into your brain that bit better. So when you're studying and things like that, when you're reading and rewriting things, you're actually able to comprehend it better and remember. So that's why I like to personally use a diary myself. So before we go on to the next step, I am going to brave the cold out there and share with you my car. Please don't judge me. It is a mess. So why I'm freezing my butt off in this car is to share with you what you can actually get done in 5 to 10 minutes while you're waiting. So I think a lot of us as parents, we have to wait for kids to finish work, kids to finish school, kids to finish sporting commitments, all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of time in the car sitting here waiting. And I think for the most of us, what we do is we sit here and we scroll on our phones, which we all know is a very big waste of our time. So this is what I got done this week. So last night I offered to take home a girl from work. She finished 15 minutes after me. So basically I had about 5-10 minutes sort of spare after I packed my stuff up to tidy up the car before she got in there. So you'll be able to see what I've done, and it is a huge difference. So this is one of the baskets. I just grabbed my baskets for shopping, and I just popped in everything that was sitting on the floor or sitting on the chairs or whatever. You can see the car is not clean at all. It's actually pretty dirty. But yeah, I've just decluttered it, and then I grabbed stuff from the back seat. See, I had heaps. Definitely not perfect. And then on the ground there was literally Macca's chips that fell on the ground. So yeah, that's all the rubbish that needs to be put in the bin. So now that I'm home, all I need to focus on doing is just quickly grab that basket of rubbish, put it in the rubbish bin, and then I can take those baskets inside, sort through them, and my car is decluttered. So basically what I did is I spared 10 minutes of my scrolling time just decluttering my car, and that's now 10 minutes at home that I don't have to spend doing that. After this is done, I can refer back to that page as I'm scheduling everything into my life and into the days that I see it's going to fit. So just think about what you've got on for those days and what kind of jobs you can get done that day. So if you've got after school commitments and things like that are going to take up a lot of your time, don't schedule something in that's going to take you a long time, unless you've got an elephant task that is going to take you a long time that you can do a little bit of each day. Other than that, I would not do it. I would just be doing the small tasks that you can get done, all at once, basically. So a good example of this is to batch tasks. So when you're batching tasks, say if it's all email related things, you might have work things that you've got to read up, school newsletters that you've got to read, and you might have a business email that you've got to send off. Make them all on the one night and batch it, because you're getting your computer out that night, you're looking through your emails, and just get it done then. You can also do this sort of thing in the car, but just remember that if you're doing it on your mobile phone, you might be tempted to go onto social media. So I probably wouldn't do that if you feel like you're going to get distracted by all those notifications that come up on your phone. Another thing you need to consider is all the deadlines and the urgency of the things that you do have on your list. So if you've got a really big list, just highlight all those things that are urgent on them and make sure that you're scheduling those things in first so that they don't get missed. Now, I haven't done the entire month. I have been able to do probably about a week and a half. And then as more things come up, I can add them to the list and add them to the diary as I go. So if you're wanting to incorporate this in your life and you're feeling that little bit behind already and really overwhelmed, then I do advise you to take a whole day and just try and smash out as much as you can and then start this scheduling system. If you don't have a day to do this, then this is what I'd actually do. So I'd still write out my to-do list and I would still write them in the categories as I've done here, but I actually grab a highlighter and I just highlight the main priorities, the things that you've got deadlines for, the must-dos that you really need to do. And then I would just write those in your diary. So just write those must-dos in there. Don't write anything else that is not 100% priority. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you don't want to overstress yourself and you don't want to overload yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's important not to stretch yourself too thin. It is important to have some time to yourself to relax and rejuvenate so you can actually, be more productive and be present for the next day. You don't want to be overdoing it. You're just going to make yourself sick, and honestly, you'll probably just go backwards anyway because you'll have to have that time off and time to regenerate. The other thing that I'd recommend to do is leave your diary out. Put it out somewhere where you are always going to look. And I would do this at least for a couple of months because you haven't built that habit yet. Once you've built the habit of going to the diary and looking at everything and going over your to-do lists all the time, then I think you'd be fine leaving it in a drawer. But you really need to leave your diary left out because it's that out of sight, out of mind thing. And if you want to remember what you've got to do and you want to remember this new schedule that you're trying to incorporate, you need to have it somewhere where it's always in your face and sort of like a constant reminder. So even if it is on the kitchen bench or on the kitchen table or wherever it may be, that you're always around and can see, then do that for the first couple of months until you feel like you can put it away and take it out as you need it. A little tip is to use whiteboard marker pens because it writes so much easier. These are from Officeworks. It's just much cleaner, and you can color code them because they have different colors. So different colors for different people or whatever you might want to do. Now this is my other bit that I do to organize myself and organize my life is I write a calendar and pop it on the fridge. This is so I can see the whole month at a glance. Now I like this and it does work, but to be honest, I have an idea of my own products that I will eventually bring out that is going to be more productive for me and work better for me. So I will definitely bring that out hopefully in the next 12 months. I would love to. But in the meantime, this is what I've been using. I still like it. This one is from Steph Pace Planners if anybody's interested, because I know a couple of people have been asking me about it. But yeah, as I said, it works for me in the meantime. My only downfall is I feel like I just need to remember all the dates from the next month. So a lot of the time I just get the good old business cards given to me. I always ask for one when I'm booking in new appointments, and then I just leave them in my wallet, and then when I'm writing this up I can grab those out and pop them into this calendar. The other one that I do use is this guy here. He's just from a Kmart, and this is just a weekly menu for what I'm going to eat for the week. This is just a way of me, I can go through my pantry, have a look and see what I actually have, and then I can create meals from it, or I can go online and just have a look quickly at what specials are on and I can add them, and then I can just add whatever food and things that I might need on the grocery list. So one side you've got your days to write your meal planning, and the other side you've got your notes and the groceries that you're going to need to make those meals. And after I've written all them up, what I do is I just grab my phone out, I take a photo, and then I'm able to take this to the supermarket with me, because if I write things on paper, I often end up leaving them at home, and I know I don't go anywhere without my phone. So this system has been working much better for me than the general list that I used to use. And this is the other chart that I've got, which admittedly I haven't been using a lot lately. This is a chores chart, but using something like this not only keeps your kids accountable and gives them jobs to do, it's actually going to make your life easier too, because you're not having to do as many jobs. So Tahlia actually takes the bins in for me each week, and she actually collects some mail each day as well, if there's any mail, and she likes to do that, which aren't actually on this list. You could definitely write your own chores, but yeah, this here is going to give you your time back as well. So definitely get something for the kids to get involved in. When it comes to organizing your life, I think the other thing is you don't have to be perfect. Like, you don't have to have a zero inbox. And that is something that I've had to learn, because I was always about having a zero inbox. It was the thing. If you want to be like super organized. But to me, if you have an inbox that is organized, okay, I did a whole video on this, but yeah, if you have an organized inbox where all of your inboxes is in categories, you're going to find that you can actually go to those categories and you can just be able to pick out the things that really matter, like your school newsletters, for instance. I a lot of the time just read the calendar ones, so then I can actually write them on my calendar and I know what's going on. If you don't do things like this and you're prioritizing yourself to have a zero inbox, but you're not actually reading through the important emails, you're just wasting your time on having a zero inbox, you're going to find out that you're going to miss things like curriculum day and send your kids to school. And yes, it does happen. A girl at my work, I think it was my work, or it might have been a parent at my work, sent their kid to school on a curriculum day because they hadn't read the newsletter. So it is important to read your newsletters and stuff. Don't worry about having a zero inbox. Worry about having an organized inbox so you can actually get to the things that you really need to read, like your work stuff and your school stuff and things like that. My other advice would be, you don't have to do this in the evening. You don't have to do this early in the morning. You don't have to do this midday. Like, there is no special time of day to do things. You're doing it when you can fit it in for your scheduling. And you're also doing these things when you feel the most productive. Because I know some people are real morning people. I'm definitely not a 4:30 a.m. get up in the morning type of gal. But I know that there is girls out there who do that. You're a Wonder Woman if you can, but yes, I definitely can't. Go with the time of day where you've got the most time, and the time of day where you feel the most productive and you feel like you're going to get stuff done.